My husband has been cheating for the past decade. Me, 30 female, and my husband, 30 male, have been married for 5 years, together for 11, literally had a movie-like relationship, just a constant honeymoon phase. Of course it got boring here and there were bumps along the road, but I would have never thought of this, ever. Yesterday, I was looking up a recipe on Pinterest using my husband's phone, when he got a message from a contact called Internet Company, but it was a video, which I thought was weird, so I clicked on it. Within the video there was a little girl saying, "Gaga," and a woman in the background that got super excited. I couldn't believe it. I scrolled up, tons of texts, all about different things, when he'd be visiting, if he could pick Kelly up today, daycare for Dina, date nights, all sorts of stuff. I couldn't believe my eyes. I managed to find the woman on Facebook. All it did was really hammer it in that this was really happening. I tried to convince myself that those weren't his kids. Maybe he was just cheating on me with someone with kids. Please let him be cheating on me with someone with kids. This woman had 2 daughters, worked an office job, and posted pictures of her daughters and what she made for dinner every night. I took a breath, and messaged her. It was so much worse than I could have ever imagined. These 2 girls were both his, one being 11 months and the other being 4 years old. I already was panicked at the thought of him cheating on me for 4 years, until I asked how long. 10 effing years. They had been dating for 10 years. He kept up a double life for 10 years. I don't even want to fathom how. Apparently this woman had no idea. He always claimed he had to live away from her for work. He visited every weekend, 16-hour shifts on the weekend, and returned during the afternoon, and go straight to bed. She showed me countless videos and images of them together. I just couldn't believe it. How could he do this to me? Why would he do this to me? We have been trying for a kid for 4 months. I was so excited to go through this experience together, but that's wrong. It wouldn't have been together. I'm so glad I'm not pregnant. I can't imagine living this lie while pregnant. I just can't look past this. I feel like such a dummy. How could I not tell? Why wasn't I concerned about never seeing him on the weekends? Why didn't I wonder why he took such frequent business trips? Why didn't I question why he was getting so many texts from an internet company? Why did he waste my time like this? Why did he hurt me like this? Why the heck did he do this? I don't even know how to confront him. I can't sleep. I can't even be around someone like that. Someone who could do this to me. I'm so heartbroken. I can't ignore it. My life is a lie. My life is ruined. I don't know how to even try to move on. Update: I haven't confronted him. After dozens of comments advising me not to, me and Jenny have been talking. She has agreed to not confront him only because we are married. I did in fact learn that my husband was supporting this other family of his, and apparently Jenny makes a very low paycheck, so she was and is financially dependent on him. Me and Jenny also got 2 sides of my husband. Me and my husband's life was eerily good, I guess you could say. Never had any huge arguments. In fact, we rarely argued ever, and if we did, it was usually about me wanting him to get a different job, because I was led to believe he was only making $30,000 a year, which is super low for his occupation. We had an amazing intimate life, all the normal couple bases, but apparently, he wasn't so nice to Jenny. He was far more distant, yelled at her all the time, treated her like trash, only for him to bring her amazing gifts and take her out on amazing date nights and tell her how much he loved her the next week. But that's not it. He loves his daughters oh so much, even though he's screwing over their mom and acts like such a good father. That makes me mad, like super mad. I can't even fathom why. He's not 100% trash. Shouldn't I be happy? But I'm not. I'm so mad at him. It's eating away at me that I can't just scream at him about how horrible he is.
Today I messed up when I opened my mouth during an intervention for my girlfriend's brother. Last night was awkward. I was part of an intervention for my girlfriend's brother. I'm gonna call him Joe because his shirt said I am bad. I am evil. I am Mojo Jojo. I had no business being at the intervention, but my girlfriend said my presence would provide emotional support. So, there I was, the fly on the wall, the random dude in the background, watching family and friends explain to Joe that his dinner invitation was nothing more than a lie to lure him into an ambush that might save his life. Joe said he was willing to listen to the rehab pitch as long as there was food because he didn't show up hungry to have fake dinner. Joe was eating while everyone was telling him how much they missed the person he used to be and how all of them wanted to fix the broken person he's become. Not gonna lie, my attention drifted after an hour of hearing different people saying the same things. I was staring at the fish tank behind me when my girlfriend tapped me on the shoulder and indicated that her brother was trying to talk to me. I was as confused as everyone else when I realized Joe was asking me if I had anything to add. I opened my mouth without thinking and said I was just there for the fake dinner. Joe informed all the family and friends that he had no clue who I was, but he liked me. I said my name and explained that I was his sister's boyfriend. Joe decided to approach me and shake my hand. Without letting go, he asked if I was sleeping with his sister. At that moment, my girlfriend interjected and attempted to dismiss the question, but Joe managed to speak over her and said it was someone else's turn to talk. Still squeezing my hand, Joe hugged me unexpectedly and promised to go to rehab as soon as possible if I agreed to share the most R-rated thing I've done with his sister. My girlfriend called her brother a bully and literally pulled me away from him. Joe tapped his watch and said I had less than 60 seconds to tell him something dirty because nothing else was going to convince him to get clean. The family and friends continued with the intervention as if I never got involved and Joe never interacted with me. Joe grabbed his hoodie and made it clear to everyone he was leaving. Joe's parents begged him not to go. It was an emotional plea, difficult to watch. I looked at my girlfriend, who was crying in my arms at that point, and asked should I. My girlfriend and I locked eyes. She understood the question and said no. I said we could tell him about the thing we did on my birthday. My girlfriend asked if I was talking about the messy thing. I said yes. My girlfriend covered her ears and said it was my call. I took a deep breath and yelled I peed on her. Everyone froze. My girlfriend got upset and said she thought I was going to tell her brother about the other messy thing. I asked what other messy thing. My girlfriend became even more upset and asked if I forgot about the night she peed me. I lowered my voice and said everyone was staring at us. Without making eye contact with anyone, my girlfriend practically ran to the bathroom and basically isolated herself for the rest of the evening. Joe said no pun intended, but if I wanted to escape too. The back door was open. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life so far, but something good did happen. Joe gave his phone and his car keys to his parents and agreed to let them drive him to rehab the following day, which is today. My girlfriend is no longer completely mad at me. She said her mom and dad might never look at us the same way again, but for now, they're too busy helping her brother to think about how their daughter and her new boyfriend behave in the bedroom. The end.
My kid came out as trans and I'm struggling, but not for the reasons you think. I've always known. Even as a baby he seemed happiest in his cousin's boy hand-me-downs and would protest if I dressed him in pink frilly things. The minute he learned to walk it's been rough and tumble, dirt under his nails, bugs in his pockets. I thought maybe he was going to be a tomboy like me until he was 5 and he tried to shave his head with his dad's beard trimmer, huge bald spots everywhere in his beautiful long blonde hair. He looked at me with tears running down his chubby baby cheeks. Mama, I don't want to be a girl. I got out the clippers and shaved his head. I knew. At 7 if someone said he was a girl, he would ball up his fists and tell you he was a boy. I never once corrected him, but somebody did. I don't know who and I don't know when, but someone got in his sweet little head and for a moment, he decided he was a girl. He tried for a while to be a girl, donning dresses with scrapped knees, scuffed Mary Janes and grass stains. He tried to love ponies and Barbies and all things girl, but he hated it and you could tell he did. I knew. At 10 he was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. 10, he confided in me that he had such scary thoughts and my heart broke into a million pieces. I got him a therapist and he started meds and he started doing better for a while, but then that didn't seem to help either. One night when he was 11 he fell into my chest and sobbed that he didn't think he was a girl. I told him it was okay and he didn't have to be a girl. We talked about all the different genders and I researched and answered all of his questions as best as I could. I got in touch with some non-binary and trans friends and asked for their help. He decided that he was non-binary and for a while he denounced gender altogether, but I knew. One night a few weeks ago at 13 he asked me to pass the butter during dinner and immediately after, as if he was telling me something as mundane as the weather, he said it, Mom, I'm a boy, I'm trans. The look on his face was part hope and part terror, but it was all brave. He's always been brave, even when he can't see it. I told him I loved him and that would never change and that I would love him regardless, not in spite of. I always wanted a boy. I'm terrified. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's so kind and gentle. He always has been. I'm trying so hard not to mess this up. It's too important. But I am scared and part of my mama heart wants to squash it, not because I don't believe him or I don't support him, but because I am afraid and I want to protect him, afraid of how the world is going to treat him, afraid of the current political climate we live in, afraid of the things trans men experience at the hands of some evil cis men, afraid of the cruelty he may face, afraid of the absolutely staggering self-destruction rate among trans people and that I may one day bury my son because of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. Logically I do, but mentally and emotionally, I'm just stuck. I don't really have anyone I can talk to about this. I just hope he knows that he is so loved and that is enough. I want a divorce over his big happy family. I, 25 female, and Andrew, 29 male, have been together for almost 4 years. I moved in with him this January and shortly after that, we got married. We had a few disagreements in the past, but overall he's been an amazing, loving, and providing partner. The only major issue in our relationship is his involvement with members of his family. Andrew is the youngest of 5 siblings. He's close with everyone. His parents, aunts and uncles from mom's side, as well as a number of his cousins. His siblings have spouses and children he's also close with. I, on the other hand, am an only child of a single mother and have barely any contact with my extended family. My mom lives with her boyfriend in a different state and I've seen her in person maybe 15 times total since I moved out for college. Andrew's family is lovely. At first, I appreciated the amount of companionship and support he, and eventually I, got from all of them. That is why I feel like a jerk for wanting to leave. They are all close and they spend, what I consider, a lot of time together. It feels like every dang weekend someone from the family celebrates something, invites us for a get-together, needs babysitting, needs help with moving or fixing stuff, etc. Due to Andrew's work schedule, we really only have weekends for dates, trips, anything fun or just a quality time together. As much as I love them all, I feel like his family takes this away from us. We had a talk about this 2 months ago. We agreed that I'd only attend when I actually want to attend. He implemented stricter boundaries when it comes to people crashing at our place as well as the babysitting. I appreciated that because what bothered me the most were short notice visits and frequent overstaying of guests, and even though I enjoy going out as much as the next person, I got stressed because I never had time for chores or errands when we were both visiting or going places with his family. He agreed I can stay at home whenever I want to. Even then, we didn't get a single full day for just the two of us. At first it was helping his brother move, then his mom's birthday, then helping his uncle fix his car, then his cousin's soccer game. I can go on and on. Mind you, everyone lives far away from us and from each other. Every visit is a 1 to 3 hour drive, one way. Just this weekend we planned a small trip I was super excited about, which had to be cancelled because Andrew's sister couldn't find babysitting when she got unexpectedly called into work. I didn't go with him. I was upset and just wanted to be left alone. He's still at his sister's place as I'm writing this. He had a drink with her when she got back from work, so he didn't drive home last night. He's informed me early this morning that he will be staying there longer for a barbecue and to help with some yard work. Told me he misses me and is sad I didn't want to go with him yesterday. He just doesn't get it. Despite the fact I explained to him how I feel about never having time just for the two of us and how excited I was about our trip, somehow I still feel bad, and if I knew he's going to be gone all weekend again I would probably go just to be with him at least. I'm not used to this. I can't comprehend how Andrew even lives like this. If it wasn't for me, he'd spend every single minute of his free time doing something for someone from his family. Falling asleep next to each other most nights is a compromise in his eyes. I can't handle being dragged into every single outing or emergency. I told all this to my friend, who said I'm a jerk for complaining about a good thing, that I will appreciate his family help when we have children, that he's a good-hearted family man and every sane woman would kill for someone like him. I guess I need to hear more opinions. I hate my boyfriend's best female friend. My boyfriend, 22 male, his best female friend D, 27 female, and I, 23 female, are studying the same degree. We started dating less than a year ago during spring break, but he and D have been friends since first semester. I knew her, but we weren't very close. She was one of the first to know that we were a couple and she was happy for us. I didn't think anything weird about it, until a few months ago. She calls him quite a lot, almost 3 times a day. They're very brief calls and for mundane things like schedule, homework, tests, things that can be asked by text. My boyfriend doesn't hide anything from me. He always shows me that it's she who calls him and answers on loudspeaker. The first thing she does after greeting him is to ask, "Are you with her, me?" And he says yes. Sometimes she calls him after 2 in the morning or when we are in the middle of intimacy, so it's annoying. What made me go from being annoyed to hating her was when we were assigned the same place for our practices. Everything was going well at first. Sometimes she gave me rides in her car, offered to go buy me lunch and lent me work materials. I came to consider her a friend, until some time later. When other practitioners came, she got weird. She started referring to me as the idiot instead of my first name. If someone asked about a topic she would say, "This idiot knows," or "Ask this idiot about it." I never had many female friends, so I thought she was just being funny. Then she started criticizing me. If I made a mistake, didn't do things as she recommended me to, or didn't support her in something, she would scold me as if she were my boss or my mom, always in front of the rest of the practitioners. I've always had a very peculiar humor, and I cannot hide it. If I'm in a bad mood, I don't want anyone to talk to me and I tend to snap back. When it happened, she immediately got angry and complained about me with the other practitioners, saying things like, "Doesn't it bother you that this idiot is so moody?" or "Tell this idiot to change her mood," which made me feel down. In addition, she organized a weekly lunch outing with all the practitioners on Thursday, my only day off from the practice. I don't want to tell my boyfriend because they're very good friends, and since he's an only child he values his friendships very much. I also don't want to be the typical jealous girlfriend who forbids her boyfriend from having female friends, but I can't stand it anymore. I've come to hate my practice. I don't know why she acts like this with me. I know she doesn't want my boyfriend because she has been in a relationship for years, and I'm not a confrontational person to make her stop.